All right. Good evening. Sorry for the delay. These evening streams are always a little tricky. I can always go 11 o'clock. I'm nearly 100% sure to be on at 11. But anytime before then, there are other variables at play. So, some of the kids were restless. Mason's Mac was acting up. So, I think I'm reinstalling the OS. Good evening. Hello. What do we have here? We got Schmutz Lee, who's resubscribed for 2 months. We've got KidMill3. Got a lot of... Oh, this stuff happened hours ago. But still, Action Jorge, 11 Moonshine, Wolf McQueen. These are all new names. Paper Falcon 4. Elpida Man. Green Goblin 3825, as opposed to Green Goblin 3824 and 3823. I know those guys. I don't know about this 3825 guy. Joss Van Seal, Eaton Nav 1, Moji Ding Ding, the third sis, Cern Cerna, and Ralph van der Hoven cheered 100 bits a while ago. All right. Francis Pett has resubscribed. Thank you, Francis Pett. Chat is not participating for whatever reason. There we go. 13th Ronin, Poop Kid in the house. That's what I need to open up. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I should probably open up Twitch. I see that one of the mods named this art stream with Jim Lee, continuation of Batman. It really should be the finale, because this will be the end of this piece. Let me bring it out. Alright. So I've already put 2 sessions in on this sucker. For those of you wondering what this is, it is a Batman piece, obviously inspired by Batman DC, Batman Metal. And it's going to be made into a print that will be given away to all attendees of Lake Como Comics Festival. I believe that all the people that come to that show get prints from the guests. I go to their website for details. I don't want to misspeak. I definitely don't want to misspeak. All right. Superhero swim art. Well, when's your bedtime? Is a superhero swim art. I'm gonna wait till you fall asleep. All right. Okay. Mental Studios. It will not be colored. It's just black and white. I assume that's Tom Mason. I'm gonna start, but I need to find a couple things. I need to find a cap for my ink and a cap for my whiteout. Okie dokie. You know what? I'll look for it in my own time. I see the cap for the ink. Perfect. 1 for 2. It's not bad. Alright, so let's get rolling. A couple things I'm going to do. One, the last thing I added was this eye. I'm going to take that back out. I saw a previous version. It looked better without the eye. So I'm going to just get rid of it for now. See, 10,000% improvement. Who do we have here tonight? We have Kirihiko, one of our mods. El Faithful. What are you guys saying? I want to engage. I'm going to scroll back up. We got 4-way flashers in the house. I assume some of you guys are new. We got superhero swimmer art, Kuyamu Pandemos, Hey Pandemos, you're the winner of that sketch. You know what? The 11 by 17, my assistant told me it costs $20 to send out, so I'm gonna hit you up for some postage if you don't mind. The other ones are $8. I thought they were like $3, so I'm gonna have to rethink my postage, my free postage. I'll let you guys know about that though. Finale. Ren Elephant in the house. Our other faithful mod. Speed Fresh, Ocean MMO. I'm going to read everyone's name off tonight. Wildstorm CCG. M Tellus 1. Michael Tellus 1. Scarwiz. Chunkstyle 3030. Castle Geek Skull. Anyway, Mental Studios 1. That's Tom Mason. He's a colorist. He's pretty awesome. He recolored a lot of my old Marvel stuff. Waihi. Bobby Lex. Demonia 87. Demonia. Is anyone from the East Coast out? No, they're all asleep. Oh, no, spoke too soon. Queen City Amusements, hello. Brandon Louise, 19, hello. The Lagwagon, I like that name. That's a good gamer name. Northern Star. I'm gonna read everyone's name. This is the whole. Crispy's asleep, dude. This is Monday night. It's 10:23. He is brushing his left rear molar right now, grabbing for the floss. Kicking it with Chris. Hi, first time in chat. Hi yourself. Thumbs in my chili. Digging the white eye. Number of gym kills. Thank you for all the love and appreciation. I do appreciate it. I thought after that Goku sketch there'd be no one in chat. I thought you would abandon me. Man, that image, that sketch, wow! Did that light up the art boards? It was so funny, man. It was hilarious to see the reaction. Excuse me, my cold's getting worse. I think I caught something in Chicago. All right, I think I'm almost caught up. Polarizing would definitely be the word for it. We forgive you for Goku. I think it was funny, man. It was funny. The reaction was funny. A ton. You know, I haven't checked recently. Hold on. How much time? All right. What's my uptime? I want to start drawing right away because I know Clayton's getting impatient. All right. Let me see. Let's read you some of their. So, 30,000 likes on Instagram. That's pretty normal, actually. I take that back. A good Batman piece will get like 25,000. You know, a normal post gets like 10 to 15. So 30,000, that's strong, very strong. But it's the comments that blew the metrics out. 869 comments, and then so it highlights a couple of the. I don't know. Can't even see it. What am I doing? So Fran Lations is a friend of mine. He's like a big shoe blogger, collector, one of the co-owners of Sandal Boys. If you guys need a good sandal, they are the best. Sandal Boys with a Z. And then, so he put three fires, right? I'm assuming that means 3 lits. I don't know what that means, but 3 lits. I'll take 3 lits. And then Eric Canetti goes, I'm sorry. You have to know Eric Canetti to understand the humor involved. Yeah. Oh, it's Crispy Egg Roll. He's awake. He must have got done with flossing that left rear molar. Do Instagram likes really equate to sales? No. Instagram likes means you got a lot of Instagram likes. It really has no equivalency. It is false to think that if you're big on Instagram, it translates into anything, honestly. Unless you're selling like diet powder, you know. Hey, no shouting in chat, Crispy. No. Anyway, so 869 comments, that's a lot. You know, the image before, 129, 8,000 likes. Image of Harley Quinn, you know, it's 13,000 likes, 61 comments. It's pretty normal. So I just thought Eric Kennedy's comment, I'm sorry, it was hilarious. So I would say most of the people were pretty appreciative. Most of the people understood what I was attempting to do, which is, you know, when they ask you to do something you're not known for, the object is not to trace the image or to replicate exactly the original creator's vision of the character. Far from it. In fact, the object is to draw it so that people can look at it and go like, oh, that looks like so-and-so's style, but it's this other character, right? So the dual sort of objectives, right? One is to draw the character so that people can look at it and go like, oh, that's so-and-so. But then to draw in a way so that you tip off the viewer that, oh, that looks like a Mignola piece, or that looks like a John Byrne piece, or that looks like a Todd McFarlane piece. And it's trickier when you take on other people's work because a lot of times their style is the way they draw it. The character's so wrapped up in that style, so if you deviate from the style, it doesn't look like the character. Or if you deviate from the style, you upset the purists. And there were definitely purists online that were like, the eyes are all messed up. Even my assistant, Eddie Choi, is like, I don't know if I would have gone with those eyes. I'm like, Eddie, please, mail stuffed envelopes or something. Come on, I don't need this at the office too. Come on, I get enough of it online. So then let's go to Twitter for a second. Okay, what am I looking for? Okay, I don't even know what I'm. Twitter's so hard to navigate here. All right. Oh, so I went up probably 2,000 followers in a day. That's a lot. I mean, I have a pretty mature. When I say mature, it's been around for a while, that Twitter site, and at this point, the number of followers goes up pretty slowly. So to go from like a 301,000.7 to 303, what is that? That's only 1.3. So 1,300 followers though in a day. So that's a lot. So I don't know if these are Goku lovers, that they love what I did, or they hated it and just want to like rain crap all over me every day. But no, it was. What am I trying to? Where is this? And of course, when I tweet it out, I go, "Here's what I streams this morning." Like I'm making fun of non-English speakers. And the thing is, I know I just copy and pasted this from Instagram, the exact same thing. So autocorrect. But why would it autocorrect to streams? Like, that's not even a word. I mean, streamed is a word. Okay. Anyway, so this monster. I'm not very active on Twitter, so I really get very little engagement. I have a lot of followers, but the number of likes and comments is dwarfed by what I get on Instagram. So I personally prefer Instagram. Twitter's just a hot mess most of the time. But I like to cross promote just because there are people that don't use Instagram that are on Twitter. And so this thing got 2,346 retweets, which is a crap load of retweets. I mean, I maybe get like 5 to 12 retweets in general, and 7,400 likes. And that's not like a lot of likes. I mean, you look at Instagram, it's 30,000, right? But for my Twitter feed, 3,465. I mean, the other day it was literally like it was like ding 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 ding. I luckily have notifications off. Can you see this? It'd be funny if I had like 304 like private messages, but I only have one. Anyway, but the best comment was on my Facebook page. Hold on a second. Let me. Yeah, they all posted that typo. They all like to make that. Okay. So if you go to my Facebook page and hold on, bear with me 1 second. Facebook. If you just Google Facebook fan page Jim Lee. So on this one, I've got like 456,000 people like it. So I guess that's equivalent of Facebook, I don't know, followers or something. I don't know. This is the only site my assistant Eddie, he actually manages this one for reasons I won't go into now. So this one it reached 435,000 people reached, and the normal Facebook post reaches anywhere from 15,000 to 70,000. So it went pretty wide. And 2,200 some odd shares, which is a lot. But so it ranks in my top comment. So the top comment is this guy, Alfonso. I love your work, but this is a big pile of shit. I'm like, what? Anyway, so this long-ass thread it's hilarious. And ultimately he had a show, like, people are like, show us your stuff, and so he posted some art, and it was like a drawing by the original creator, and he basically completely replicated the exact same drawing, and which is great. I mean, I think that's where we all start our careers, right? Really kind of looking at something and kind of learning through imitation or repetition or copying, tracing, whatever, but to me, that's not the point of art. The point of art is not to, it's not a contest to replicate something exactly. And in fact, when I looked at Goku, the artist's style, the way he would shape sort of triangular heads and, make the big eyes and the small little chins and the gigantic hair, to me it's like, if I don't incorporate some of that, it's just going to look like Captain America in like, baggy pajamas. And who wants to look at that, right? So I knew I had to incorporate some of the elements of the style of the character. I mean, the same way if I had to draw Charlie Brown, I would not draw a gigantic head. I wouldn't try to mirror what Charles Schultz does. But you could bet your dollars to donuts, or whatever the phrase most Americans use, that I would draw a figure that looked like my style but with a big head. And it's the same thing that happens with a character like Shazam, Captain Marvel in the DC Universe. I mean, the original style of that character, as done by C.C. Beck, he had blacked out, he had circles like pebbles for eyes. He didn't have traditional eyes, and it's weird drawing that character with that look in the DC Universe. It doesn't fit, but if you don't do those eyes, it doesn't really look like the original. And other artists, like I think John Byrne and other artists, have incorporated a simpler eye, like a little more detail in the eye to kind of reflect both worlds. And so I think those are the challenges. And I'll tell you that I love seeing those kind of mashups of different stylistic influences tackling different kinds of material, because you get stuff that really looks unusual and different because you're getting it from a different cultural point of view. And so you see a lot of manga artists coming and drawing American characters, and they invariably look a little off, but they're cool because they're not something that we would typically do, we Americans. And I really loved, I remember when I was still a fan at the time, I think it was the 80s or 90s, Mobius was convinced by Stan Lee to come to Marvel and do he did a Silver Surfer project, which was amazing, just gorgeous. But the way he drew Galactus and the Silver Surfer, completely different from anything that had come before. And then I loved especially these posters he did. He did one of Iron Man, Elektra, I think the Punisher, and Daredevil, I think. Hey, Spirit Warrior 007. But that Iron Man just blew me away. That was my favorite poster of Iron Man, because it was just like done in this Mobius style. He just looked like a guy, almost like in a rock suit of armor, like, standing there. There was none of the Jack Kirby over-exaggerated, like, in-your-face, proportionate, foreshadowed, like, legs wider than your shoulders, akimbo, whatever. He didn't incorporate any of that because that's not the way he looked at the world of comics. He was much more naturalistic, and it blew me away because it looked so different. The way he drew the surfer, he just kind of rode the board completely stiffly, like up and down, like he was on a magnet. There was no sway. There was no, like he was riding water, like the way Buscema or Kirby did it. And I actually incorporated some of those elements of Mobius's Silver Surfer when I did Heroes Reborn. I tried to do a mix of both Jack and Mobius. So that's the kind of stuff. So I knew that all that stuff running through my head as I'm drawing Goku, because I want it to obviously reflect kind of my approach to the character, but to make it look like Goku, in my mind, it had to have that weird hair, and it had to have the big eyes and like the little chin, but I couldn't make it too small because it would look odd on my figure. So I broadened it all out, and of course it just completely made some people go ape crazy online, and it's funny. That's all. Just because at the end of the day, it's art. There are no, on one hand, there are rules like what is art, right? It's got to be something. On the other hand, there are no rules really. It's my interpretation. So who are you? Yeah. So that's the beauty of art. It's a bit like Schrodinger's wave equation, which is like the quality of light. Light, if those of you who study physics, right? Light is both a wave, and a particle. A particle. It's both. How could it be both? All right. And light is weird because to measure it, you have to use light to look at it. But when light hits light, it changes the state of the light. It makes it more excited, imparts that energy. So you can never truly observe light. The act of observing light changes light. That has nothing to do with what I just said, but I thought it sounded cool in my head 5 seconds before I said it. So anyway, that's all I have to say. So good night, Crispy. Good night, Crispy. I know the talk. Oh, okay. It's actually bedtime chat for you. Okay, Crispy. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. I hope you don't have nightmares. All right, 24 minutes. All right, let's go. All right. Did I get a similar reaction when I did the Akira piece? Not really, because I think Otomo's style, like, my style is closer. Like, the further away it is from the way I draw, the more craziness I think you're going to get. But I've drawn other manga. I did some Ninja Scroll covers. I think I did a cover for, I forgot the... it was a cover. It was actually published in Japan. I can't remember the name of it. It was back in the 90s. Nerd. Okay. So I gotta read some of this shit, what you guys were saying. I don't even know. I was just going off. But all I'm saying is, Alfonso, once you get a style that people can say, oh, that's Alfonso's work, then let's talk. All right? Okay. Till then, I appreciate your support and love. All right, what do we got going on here? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got to find that poster. Guys, while you're here, I'll give you the seconds. Google Mobius, Moebius, Iron Man. I'm going to do it too, because I haven't looked at this image in a while. Oh, there it is. I just dig that. It's like he's got the big baking oven mitts. He's got a little bit of booty there for Crispy. But I just like the fact that it's obviously drawn by someone that really probably doesn't give a crap about superheroes. But he was still looking for the aesthetic of the character. He was still... And he wanted... I mean, look, you look at that, and it's clearly Iron Man. And two, it's clearly Mobius. And to me, that's the goal with any sort of thing where you're drawing a different character. sometimes you can take it too far. One time I got asked by Mattel to contribute something to a Barbie, I want to say 25th anniversary book or 50th anniversary. This was back in the 90s. For the sake of my storytelling, let me Barbie. Created 59, so in the 90s she would have been 40 years? Is that possible? 40? I don't know. It was an anniversary book. And they said, hey, and this is, I just started Image Comics, right? We were the bad boys of comics, which in itself is an oxymoron, to be a bad boy or a rebel within comics. I mean, it's like, who are you fooling? We weren't trying to fool anyone. This is what people were just saying, right? You know. And so they contacted me and said, hey, look, you know, we're doing this book, all these different artists, I think from like Jeff Koons, you know, paragons of modern art and just people from the illustration world. Everyone was invited to kind of draw their interpretation of Barbie. And so, let me see if I can, maybe it exists. And if you Google Barbie Jim Lee, you'll see it. But wait till I give the story. So they contacted me and said, do you want to contribute? I said, look, I don't know. I'm not really known for Barbie. I mean, you know, and this is the 90s, right? So everything is like broken back, crazy, over-exaggerated, male-female sexuality and everything. That's not really what I'm known for, you know. And felt odd. It felt like a weird career decision for me to do at the time. You know, I wouldn't consider myself a veteran or anyone that should be involved in any sort of anniversary tribute book. So I was looking for an out, and I said, look, can I just do anything then? Like, and they're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, are you sure? And they said, yeah, we're sure. And I said, okay. As long as you're sure, I can do whatever I want. And so if you Google Jim Lee Barbie, you'll see what I drew and sent over. And it's it's Barbie smoking a cigarette with like a leather bomber jacket and a bustier bra. And then Skipper looks like some sort of heroin cracked out street, yeah, I don't know. Needless to say, they said, no thanks. I'm like, why are you wasting my time? Do not waste my time. Do not say do whatever you want and then say no. Sin City Barbie, there you go. There you go. And to me, I felt like that reflected a little bit of my style, and honestly, it would stand out if you flipped through and you saw all these like happy-go-lucky pictures of Barbie. Then you came to that, you'd be like, "What the hell?" Yeah, they didn't pay me nothing. I'll tell you, all the high-profile projects, they typically pay you nothing. You would think they would. I get invited to contribute books featuring, I'm not going to say, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but it was a project where you contribute a piece and it's based on somebody's work, a film or whatever, and they would sell this book of all these artists' sort of renditions or interpretations of a movie, and what you got for that is you got a copy of the book. Let that sink in. Hey, Ink One, how are you? Stop wiping my glasses. Why can't I wipe my glasses? You guys are so controlling. I'm not a puppet. Or maybe I am. But the exposure, exactly. here's what you can do with my exposure. So then, or even so, if I do anything like that, I do it out of my love for the project or the IP. So one of which was they rebooted Star Trek, right? And it was the J.J. Abrams, and so Paramount had this idea: we'll do a cool thing. We'll give everyone these models of the Starship Enterprise, and they can do whatever they want with it. They can paint it. It's all based off an there was an art exhibit where there were these cow statues, and all these artists basically did different things with each cow, and then they had it all around town. It was a big art exhibit, and so they did something similar with the Starship Enterprise. We all got like a white matte white starship, and some people did some amazing creative things. I just spray painted mine black and drew some stars, and then drew a weird space gal on it, and and then they shipped these different models to different venues around the country. I think mine was in Austin in a very famous movie house, movie theater, and they had some in theaters in LA and everything, and so yeah, they got publicity out of it, promotion for the movie, and the thing is, they pay you nothing to do it. You do it because you love the property, I guess. You do it because you get some publicity out of it. I did it because I love Star Trek and I wanted to be part of it, but you don't even get the thing back. I don't know what they did with it, but let me tell you, do not begrudge anyone in the arts. Whatever. I don't know what else I'm going to say. I'm going to stop right there. Sound too bitter. That's not my MO. Your Action Zone cover, man, that turtle. LOL. People don't like my Ninja Turtles either. Whatever. All right. Paid nothing, confirmed. Yes. I love the new Star Trek reboot. The casting was phenomenal. So all the things that you think you should be would pay well typically don't. It's like poker. The big money games aren't the ones you see on TV. It's the private games. On the down low. In fact, you would never even be able to guess what my highest paying gig was. Like a single image. Same thing with Blueberry, right? I did that Blueberry for General Mills, huge company. I charged them nothing for that. A, it was done through DC, and B, budget is not high for that. But I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to draw Blueberry, my favorite cereal as a kid growing up. I did some artwork that was on a Jim Lee Converse shoe. Paid hardly anything. I don't even think I got a copy of the shoe. Obviously, I need a better agent. Oh, you know what? I need an agent. What am I saying? Anyway. X-Men 1 cover? No. X-Men 1 cover, the original value of the art might be super high. But in terms of a single image that I got paid money to draw. Exactly, Sketchy 7. Give it up now. Do something else, man. There's a small pinup for 15 minutes of... I did this cover for Valiant. What was it called? The Hardcore. And I did that because the guy that was a owner of Valiant that had kind of revived it, I guess. Steve Mazarski, he was an attorney that came from the music world, so he hooked him up with these awesome U2. It's a band that was big back in the 90s. I got tickets. Yeah, so I could sit here all day and listen to everyone kind of guess what the highest paying gig was, and none of you will pick it out. But guess what? Actually, you know what? That CBS cover with that Ninja Turtle that someone hated. That's in my top 3. And the top one is the top one simply because Tyrese didn't pay me anything to do that stuff, man. I'm just helping out Tyrese. It's the Contra game. It's a video game. It was a double page image, and it still stands as my highest paid single job, even though it's 2 pages. All right. There we go. All right. My Twitch donations are the highest paying? Okay, dude. I feel like, yeah, I'm not going to say. All right. So anyway, that's my rant for today. I have to finish this, so I'll start drawing. I did watch a little bit of the stream from the other night, and I realized that half the time my face, I'm not even in the frame when I'm like talking. I'm like hello, blah, 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 blah. And then the other half time it's focused on my tricep. Someone pointed out, it's just the lighting, dude. I don't work out at all. I don't know what it's just the distortion of the camera. Yeah, if you Google Jim Lee Contra 2, you'll see the cover I did. It was a cover for a video game. Back then, the clamshell, so the artwork went all the way around. Ace in Space, yes. When you sit back and drop the knowledge, bloop, 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 and we see you properly. Fantastic. Space footy. Okay, you do know I am right-handed. You're looking at this arm. It's the tiny shirts, yeah. This is a size 7 infant shirt, meaning it fits infants that are 7 months old. Oh. Right. Is my icon different? Bag of spaghetti. It's the Stray character from Immortal Men. I think it ships out at 3 months. All right. What do we have here? Oh. Trevor Kai, great late night musings on Goku. Nice, thank you, Trevor. Quick Draw 13, also with the cheer. Hi, Jim, long-time listener, first-time caller. Quick question: do you draw digitally? If you could please draw Spider-Man digitally for us. Lamau. Bag of spaghetti. What year is it? Are you saying it's taking too long for me to draw? I don't know. Mini Lynn Troller has subscribed. Thank you, Mini Lynn Troller. Using Prime. This is my moment here to talk about how if you are an Amazon Prime member, you are new to Twitch, you're new to this stream, you don't understand what people are doing subscribing, you get a complimentary $5 subscription through Amazon Prime. You pay nothing for it, and you can use that to support and sub to your favorite stream of choice. Vanity Spook has done just so. Just done so. Jalexi, yep, has subscribed. Francis Pet. Okay, all right, that's it. Yeah, caught up. Immortal Men, I think, comes out the same day as Action 1000, or maybe it's the week after. I'm not sure. Google Immortal Men, DC Comics. It will tell you. Okay, so let me. I have to finish this tonight. I'm scheduled to draw till 2. I would think that I would be done before then, but I'm like the worst predictor of how fast I draw and when I'll finish. This has to get done tonight so that it can go to Italy to get made into a print to be given away to people that go to Lake Como Comics Fest in Lake Como, April 21st weekend. I think some of you are actually going to that show. A lot of amazing artists are going to be there. It is a art-centric show. I think it's all artists, correct? Are any just plain, like, I mean, there are artists that write their own stories, but are there any people that are just writers that are part of it on the guest list? I used to have a problem with punctuality, but I've gotten a lot better. I know that you guys probably find that hard to believe since I'm still late. But man, I used to be late all the time. It was the worst. I chalk it up to immaturity. I pride myself now on trying to be a little bit better on time. But enough about me. Let's talk about art. So anyway, well, all these comments online I'm reading that they're funny to me, and it's not just limited to Goku, but just in general, there's stuff you just want to say something, but it's bad to say it online. I think it's bad for professionals to I think it's bad for professionals to bicker with one another in general. I think it's bad for professionals to bicker with fans. And so as a general policy, I try not to do that, as tempting as it feels. What are we online for? I mean, attention, whatever, but ostensibly to help promote and market what you're doing. I don't know what, pissing people off online or getting into arguments with them, how that furthers that agenda. But we're human. People can't help it. We're given mouths so that we can communicate. Beefaroni. Beefaroni has subscribed. Excuse me. Walk 407. Golf Boy Sunday has cheered. Thank you, Golf Boy Sunday. You know what? 1 second, guys. I'm going to reposition the chat window. I liked it when it was separated by that bar. Did Blackthorn pay well? I'll tell you that every video, the best, if you guys are going to be commercial illustrators, the group that I found paid the most, okay? Let me tell you that the group that paid the least best are marketing people. So, there was like it was either Adidas or Nike, and some organization affiliated. The really big companies like Adidas and Nike, they hire other companies to handle all their advertising and marketing campaigns. But there was one campaign that they wanted to do something, and you would think like, wow, Nike or Adidas. I can't remember what it was. One of the big shoe manufacturers. You think like, oh, this is going to be huge. Not really. Blueberry, Converse shoes, whatever. But video games always paid well. Every video game project I did, except for the stuff I did at Marvel, because I think Marvel paid me. Right, some of those Game Boy Punisher games and whatnot. But also that was earlier in my career too, so I should just stop complaining. I'm very thankful that I got all these great opportunities to help realize the vision of these companies and their products, and give me good stories for later use. The Marvel didn't screw me over. Don't worry. Do not fear for me, fellows. So I think what I want to do with this is that I'm going to go mostly to black here, and then it's going to lighten up to where it is here, I think. Yeah. So, but it's all going to be these hairs. So I'm just going to, this is a 0.8, I'm just going to go over it until it approaches black. But if you were to see this up close, you would see that there were tons of little hairs, strands. What's my opinion on pouches? I think Rob Liefeld trademarked pouches. I don't think I could say it more than 3 times out of fair use, and then I'd have to be paid. Daughtry album cover. Daughtry's a friend of mine, but let me just say that I did it because I like him a lot. But he's also helped me out a lot, and the guy has contributed his time and talent for a number of great causes. So so what I'm saying is, if I do something that doesn't pay well, I'm doing it either out of friendship, as a gift, for charity, or because I love the IP. I love the concept, whatever, And those are all decisions you have to make as a professional. Professional in anything, really. Excuse me. So, excuse me. I was sick last week. Got better. Went to Chicago. I wake up this morning. My throat's a little scratchy, and my nose has been running. I felt a little drained of energy. So, back-to-back colds. I'm hoping to avoid. But either way, it'll all be done by the time I get to Paris, regardless, and Italy. Although I understand the weather this weekend in Paris is going to be about 70, potentially rainy. And Lake Como, same thing, much more rainy. Not complaining. So complaining. Anyway. The bottom right looks like a bunch of black blobs. I'm guessing black blobs. That's what it is. Have a good night, Ragamuffin. I apologize for working so late. Welcome back, Kirihiko. Yeah, I apologize for... The stream really is super inconvenient for people on the East Coast, which I probably recognize is probably about anywhere from 15 to 20% of the potential audience. But this is when I draw. I mean, if you want to watch me in my natural habitat, you know, I'm at the office during the day. I draw maybe on weekends in the afternoon. But for the most part, I'm drawing late at night till 2, 3 at night, and then I get anywhere from 2 to 6 to 7 hours of sleep, depending on the day and the deadline. And that's what I do. But I, you know, the VODs, the VODs, they're available on Twitch, and then a day later I cross-post them to YouTube because they eventually scroll off of Twitch. It's not quite the same thing. People have said, I've seen it in chat, like, you know, watching it recorded versus watching it live are two different kinds of experiences, right? So... yeah, for those of you that have the graveyard shift, it's good, and I feel for you. I don't know if I've ever had the graveyard shift for anything. I had the swing shift when I worked at Six Flags. It's like 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. Here I'm just transitioning the black, gray, like it's too white over here. Like, it doesn't quite work, so I'm making this area a little more gray. And that allows me to make this area a little more gray. You know what's funny is, why is this funny? Let me think about this. What is the setup? What is the setup? There is no setup. I don't even know what. There is a setup. What was the setup? No, I won't be in Erlangen this year. Sorry. Thank you very much, Wonk407, for the cheer, the bits. Thank you, appreciate it. 1990s streaming would have been so sick. I don't know. I'm not a pleasant person in the 90s. Why is there a dragon? It's from DC Metal, Batman Metal. It's a miniseries that Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo did. Awesome series. I would advise you guys to check it out. It's the Joker dragon. That's what it is. I don't know what the setup is, but I just remember. What am I trying to say? When I was in Chicago, I did a store signing, and there was a fan. And every now and then, you run into a fan like this, and it's a fan that's like. He's like an amazing comics fan. In that, and there's, so they're all different kinds of fans, but there's a type of fan that's like so into it that they can't help but say what they think, right? It's almost like the fan part is overridden, like the social filters that we all have to a certain degree, or most of us have, right? Meaning, when you meet someone and they have like a weird, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ren? No, it's not. Well, if you don't have a good sense of humor, you might find it obnoxious. But and it's not to say I don't want people to take offense at this. I'm just telling a story, so bear with me for a second. Yeah, so we all have these social filters. So when you meet someone and let's say they're wearing something. Well, no. Let's say they have body odor or something. You would never say like, "Oh my God, you smell." I mean, right? You might think it, but tact and civility would call for just sort of keeping your mouth shut, right? And the sweaty palm handshake, I get that a lot, and that's fine. Honestly, that doesn't. I mean, you notice it because you shake a hand and it's wet. And I find it kind of cute, honestly, because I'm not a big person, like, so the idea that someone might be like intimidated by me, it makes me chuckle, like, and who hasn't been in a situation where they get kind of sweaty, but I have had people with like tank tops with like the sweaty pits, and then they put their arm around you for the photo, and you get like this warm, wet feeling on your shoulder. But it wasn't that this person was. I'm just talking about filters and how you wouldn't say certain things, right? But there's every now and then you will run into a fan that is so into it they can't help but unload everything, and they know that it kind of is offending you or insulting you a little bit, but they can't help it because this is what they think, right? I mean, they're around it all the time, And I'm not a germaphobe. Well, for the most part, there's certain things I don't mind shaking hands. I don't mind sweaty armpits on me, but I don't like drinking out of glasses of water that other people have drank out of. I don't know. Like if you take even a small sip and I don't know you, you can have the whole thing. Unless it's like Jack Daniels or tequila, then we can all share from the same bottle. Yeah, you're my second favorite artist, right? That's so But this one particular guy was saying like, oh, and he wasn't making eye contact, so he might have, I don't know, it was cute because he was saying everything that I think people say online, like not behind your back, whatever, not behind your back, but not in your presence. And I was like, wow, he's giving it all to me, like in person, like this is so refreshingly different. And it was like, all your figures, your women, they have no hips, no booty, they look like boys, and they all your figures, they look Asian, and but it was a stream of consciousness. He couldn't stop. And I'm just like, huh? He was keeping it real. He was keeping it real for sure. He was keeping it real. But he didn't do it in an offensive way. It was like, it was funny, man. But I'm like, oh, you're right. I probably do draw everyone like, so, yeah. So, and I said that to my assistant Eddie, like laughingly looking for a hint, a truth, like, yeah, I guess I do draw people all Asian like. And I look at like Eddie's reaction. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, it's true. It's true. And he didn't. No, so he might have even said like, "Oh, you were my fifth favorite artist," and all your costumes, so detailed, overly detailed, and it was almost like Rain Man, I think, And I'm just sitting there going, oh, and but then it got me thinking that drawing people all Asian, okay, I think I do that because I think every creator puts a little of themselves into the work. And again, going back to this whole point of, if you're an artist, the whole point is not to just replicate something that already exists or to just dutifully trace something, or the object is not to create an exact photocopy of something else. Add something of yourself to the image. And I'm not saying you can't do likenesses or use a photo and draw a portrait. Those are fantastic, but instill in the line quality or something in the values, in the darks, lights, medium tones, and the composition, something of yourself. Don't try to just exactly that's what you do in the first year of art school, is trying to exactly replicate something. Whether it's in someone else's painting, illustration, or a photograph. Take it to that next level. Like, well, what am I going to say about this image to make it represent me? What am I going to put in this drawing, or that when people look at it, go like, oh, that's a Wyeth, or that's a Magnolia, or that's a Mobius, right? So I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to tell everyone, I'm Asian. Look, all my figures look Asian. We have no booty. Look, no booty. Your drawings look very Mongolian. Thank you, Mortimer Dunk. Mortimer Dunk returns just for this. The guy that's supposedly in Mongolia. And then, dude, this is crazy. I'm reading someone's comment, listening to me. It's like Inception. Anyway, but then I'm thinking, like, I'm not the only person that does this. And I definitely noticed this from when I was watching, actually even before I was watching Ready Player One. I was looking at that actor and the guy that plays the main actor, the kid. And I thought, that guy looks just like the idealized version of Steven Spielberg when he was a kid. And so I Googled Steven Spielberg as a teen, or Steven Spielberg as a young adult, and there's this photo of him. You guys can Google it now. Google Steven Spielberg young adult or young Steven Spielberg. There's a shot of him doing this. Find that shot. Yes, Arthur J. Mack. And then you put glasses on that guy, and the idealized version of him is the actor from Ready Player One. And I also think the same thing of Batman v Superman, Man of Steel. I look at Henry Cavill, and I've seen Zack Snyder, and And good night, Dave C. Perez. Good night, Joe King 77. I don't want to lie to you, dude. There's absolutely zero chance of a Fantastic Four materializing tonight, but I just want to keep it real. And since that fan was real with me, I'm keeping it real with you guys. And then so Henry Cavill to me looks a bit like Zack Snyder without the CGI mustache, right? And then Leonardo DiCaprio, he was in the Christopher Nolan movie, right? Inception. And Leonardo DiCaprio to me looks like, Christopher Nolan, right? There's similarities. That's all I'm saying. So this notion of auteurs sort of representing themselves in the work they create happens, right? Oh my God. Stop with that. Alright, have a good night, Kuyamu. Leonardo DiCaprio is awesome. So, let's just stop it right there. Hello, Jaime Ramirez Art. Chronic 989. Good evening. Batman Guy 4 has cheered. Thank you very much from Chicago. I visited recently. The cold weather affected me too. Hope you feel better. Punker 13 has resubscribed. Another month down the hatch. Is that the proper... I don't know. That feels like a passive aggressive statement to me. So am I imp? My uncle seemed to think so, but no, I'm really zealot. Who wants to be voodoo? Alright, I'll stop. Am I a fan of Westworld? Of course. Why would I not be? The Revenant. What a great movie that was. Good night, Wade C. I feel like half the stream now is people saying good night. I can't work and watch this. Caesar the Great. What Caesar the Great? What do you do for work? Pandemus, come back. Westworld is awesome. Nike hype. I've been drawing for about 46 years now. Hello, Ontarian 2. See you later, Golf Boy Sunday. Terrible Night, Supernova. Quick Draw 13, Jamie's loving it. Pommy Pixel Painter, hey, I worked on BVS and JL movies. Great to see you at work. Fantastic, thank you. Welcome. What was the guy that said he was working? Did he say anything? Did I miss it? Caesar the Great? Or did he just like rage quit the stream? Kiddo Jans. I don't like the current Batman's bat logo on his chest. It's like, I know it's the Batman. Does he really need a symbol that big? All right, we'll change it. We'll change it for you. Next. Jeremy L. Joe. Oh, he said he drives for Uber. Yeah, oh my God. That's what we need. Uber driver smashes into curb. Was watching deluded Asian artist rant about Asian superhero likenesses on Twitch. That's all Twitch needs. That press. Go to bed, sir. Go to bed. Can we change the logo to Hello Kitty? Oh, on his chest. That would be hilarious. Oh, no, we're changing it. I'm changing it. I'm going to make it the size of like the Izod crocodile. And I'll put it right here. I don't know, when you expressed your frustration with the size of the Batman logo, I don't know what else how else can I respond? I could either defend it, which seems like it's not really going to change your mind, or I can just say we're going to change it. What else were you expecting? But what's the right size? That's the question. Do you guys, any of you guys remember the 80s? Shoulder pads were gigantic. And at the time, they seemed normal. But you look back on photos and go like, man, those shoulder pads are too big. So were those shoulder pads too big? If they were not big, if they didn't feel big at the time, but later they felt big. If the Bat logo feels too big to you now, but in 5 years you look back on it and go like, the Bat logo looks too small because fashion dictates in the future that logos are even bigger. Were you right or wrong? I sound like such a dad. You tell me, you think that's the right decision? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a jerk. No, please take no offense. There are people that feel the logo is too big or too small. And I remember the first time I saw The Dark Knight Returns that Frank Miller did, and he did the big square Batman signal. I'm like, what? What is this? I loved it. And I've seen people try to bring the Bat logo with the yellow elements here and there. And we were actually going to do that for Batman Hush 2. There are these designs, actually, of Batman that are out on the internet. I did a couple images right around the time of All-Star Batman and Robin. Those designs were actually from Hush 2 that I was going to do with Jeff Loeb. And I was going to have Batman with Robin, like a new costume and everything, and potentially bring back that yellow element in the logo. We decided against it, and then we ended up not doing the project. But here's my thing with costumes. If you don't like it, if you wait 5 to 7 years or less, it will change back to the way you like it. The logos are sentient beings. They need to be heard. They can never be killed. These characters are not fictional. They exist. You kill them, and then they reside like a virus in the minds of readers and creators, and they get re-expressed through the content, like Halley's Comet every so often. Is it just me, or is the head of Batman similar to Greg Capullo's? It's just you. I'm eager to please tonight. I just want to be. I want to be a people pleaser tonight. I love donuts. I have Superman Unchained Deluxe in my Amazon shopping cart. What else should I get? Do you have Alexa? Do you have an Amazon Echo? You might want to try one of those out. Do you have an English to German dictionary? That might be good. Do you have like little containers of white rice that you can microwave in 3 minutes? Those are the bomb. I said the bomb! So, anytime I use slang, it makes me feel proud. I did not get the dog. I'm bummed out. Bummed out. We went to the... So, here's how it went down. My wife sending me these messages. I tell her, go ahead and get it. The dog's name is Dollar. I'm like, I'm not naming my dog Dollar. But anyway, so the name of the dog was Dollar. So I said, are you going to come up with a new name? Do you have a new name in mind? And I think she might have said, like, well, what do you want? And I said, let me think on it. And I guess we were texting kind of infrequently, so she didn't know what I meant by let me think on it. So she claims she thought she wasn't sure if I wanted the dog, that I was referring to the dog, let me think about it, versus the name. But that's not the truth of it, because she did try to adopt the dog regardless, and they won't let you do it. If it's a single parent, and I'm like, why didn't you just tell them you're a single parent? But apparently if you're a single parent that's married, you have to. They won't let you adopt the dog without the other parent being there. And that's when I told her, like, why did you say that you were married? You should have just said, like, oh no. He passed away. I'm getting this dog to remind me of him. Or something. And because they know that they must have people come in all the time, adopt a dog, and they go home and say, no, my spouse said no, negatory. Right? Single parent, as in like there's only one parent there. Solo parent. Singular. One of two. Lying on the fly tonight. I don't know what that means. Dog adoption is way serious. Let me tell you, I'm freaking going on a rant. All right, let me tell you, like, it is off the hook. Off the hook. I like that. It is off the hook. It's. I'm gonna say something horrible. This stream's gonna get me in trouble. I feel like they'd rather not let you adopt the dog than adopt. With the obvious implication of what I'm trying to say. let that sink in. So anyway, they won't let you adopt a dog if you are married and you're there by yourself. That's what I meant to say. How they could prove this, I mean, it's a scout's honor. Anyway, so it required me to go with her. So I did, because I wanted to adopt this dog. I fell in love with this dog through the internet. You know? And so we go there, and they won't let us adopt the dog. And I think they were right. I mean, I'm just making for a good story, I suppose, or complaining. But it was a husky, and the husky had done, I guess they do a dog analysis or pet analysis, and I guess it didn't react well to other pets. And because we have other dogs, and they ask you what dogs you have, and you tell them, and they go like, this breed, they're still at deep down, they're predators, and your little Maltese, they look at the sex of the dogs, and they try to figure out alpha order and all that stuff. They basically said, like, your dog's probably going to get eaten, or it wouldn't end well for the existing dog, and there would be fights. But they seem to know what was best, but it's hard to, you always want to believe that you're different. Like, oh, no, we're going to bring it in, so it can be such a loving environment that they'll change their ways. They won't think about eating the cat or other dogs or whatever. And so they won't let you adopt it. I always thought, like, these shelters, like you got a pulse? All right, here you go, take the dog. Not in California, man. They're like, is it a smoke-free environment? Do you live near a radio transmitter emitting more than 50 kilojoules of high-frequency energy? So it was a good fit. And I don't even know if any of those breeds really are going to be a good fit. Huskies are pretty hardcore. They fight a lot. See, I don't know a lot about dog breeds, but I'm just telling you, in the kennel, that dog was so, like, complacent, and, like, it was so docile. And, like, all these other dogs are barking and yelling at each other as dogs kind of get brought through. There were 3 huskies in this corner, and they were just, like, calm as can be. You would pet them, and they would come up and just kind of rub against you or whatever, and that was it. There was no hyper. They said these dogs are hyper. They had the yellow sticker. I'm like, what? These dogs? These? You have them drugged or something? Because these guys look like they're comatose. Huskies shed a lot too. That's all right. IzzyB92. I saw the Goku you draw on your Instagram. That was freaking amazing. Thank you, IzzyB92. Do you like the eyes? Did you like the way I did the eyes? How about the little itty bitty nose? Did you like that? I might have to do Goku again. I might have to just draw Steve Rogers in pajama pants with do I eat gluten? Hell yeah. The game store online. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Would you be willing to do a small store appearance with your portfolio review for subs that include writers as well, or just art? So the reviews are just for artists. I think it would be kind of dry if I reviewed a script, and it takes a lot longer to read a script than to review artwork. So I apologize for that. You are definitely the artist I grew up watching, and the Image story is remarkable. You made comics what they are now. I appreciate the sentiment and the thanks. I'm not up for a small store appearance in that I do so many appearances already, and maybe I squeeze one in a year, 2 years. This year I think I'm doing 3, 4 store signings, something like that. But it's just hard to do. So I apologize. I'm trying just being straight with you. But thanks for tuning in. It's nice to be able to connect with so many fans with different generations, people that came in through X-Men or Punisher or the Image stuff or Batman Hush or Superman Unchained or even DC Universe Online or Goku. One Cold Monkey has subscribed. Thank you very much, One Cold Monkey. I can't draw a good Charlie Brown. Any simple character is super tough. Big round head, little nose. How can we be about the same age? Says Z. Scotty Austin. I feel I've read your book since I was a kid. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm 53. Yeah, I'm 53. I started working professionally in comics when I was 20. Twenty. 23? Damn, 23. 22. I started in 86. I got hired in 86. First published work came out in 87. But it's cool. It's like we grew up together. I feel like I'm slowly taking steps forward. Very, very slowly. Thank you, Pity83. Happy birthday to Pity83. Spiky Summer also has cheered. Hey, Spiky Summer, I sent you a message. I hope you got it. A whisper. I sent you a whisper. Yeah. You haven't responded, Spiky Summer. Crispy fish tacos. I love it. We have a new Crispy in the house. Hey, Ren, can you tell Crispy that his services are no longer needed? We have a lower cholesterol option now. A healthier Crispy. Hey, El Trigo. We're on Crispy 3.0. How many of you are in chat just going like, I don't know what to say? Or if you say it, like, what if he responds like it's weird, right? I've been in other people's streams where I'm like, do I type something? Like, it's weird to like kind of open that door because it could invite a response through the technology of interaction, whatever, through this technology. Nope. Okay. Good night, Gummy35. I never know what to say. Exactly. Yeah, Zedros, not even in chat. It's like that all the time, says Speed Fresh. I agree. I'm nervous just to even talk. I'm nervous to say something sometimes, yeah. What I'm saying is I'm you. I feel your anxiousness. It's weird. Like, because then you go, what if I say something and they don't respond? Then you feel like you don't feel good. I think we're all hoping you respond to us. Oh, I beg to differ. I bet some people are anxious at the, like, because I responded to this person in stream, in her stream, and I know her in real, but it was like weird. Like, then she started focusing on me and saying stuff to me, and I'm like, you know. All I can say is if you feel that way, just jump in. Just don't spam the same thing. And if you don't get a response, it's not because I don't like your question, although that could be true. It's generally because I glance up and I didn't see it. Sometimes it streams by too fast. Zedro, you must be British. I'm pretty chuffed you responded to me. But then there's some of you that don't even, like, you're like, I'll be in chat, but I'm not going to talk to Jim. I'm going to talk to this other guy, and we're going to have our own private conversations in stream. Right? Do I ever get angry? What do you think I am, a robot? Garcia HQ. What if I say something like 6 times and you don't respond? That means I missed it 6 times. I don't know what you said 5 times before. Kicking it with Chris. All the information about my drawing supplies are on the front page of the Twitch page. I'm not a robot. Ich bin kein Bot. Yeah, that is the danger of being streaming live, right? What happens if you lose it? Yeah, that would not be good. Thank you, these Paleron. Punker13 asks a question. Cryptic Games is bumping it up. What did Punker13 ask? If I were a robot, what kind would I be? I would be the robot from Lost in Space. Danger, Will Robinson. Do you feel Kim Jong-ji's talent is obtainable by normal means, or do you feel he is a savant? I think that guy sold his soul to the friggin' devil. I have seen some Twitch fails, but what is Punker13 asking? Might have to ask it in Discord. No, just ask it now. It better be a good question. All this build up and hype. PGO Art. You inspired me to start streaming. Got 20 followers. Any advice to new streamers? Yeah, get a little kid and have him go to the bathroom while you're streaming. That seems to really get people in a good mood. The quick sketches they do, they face the left. Do you do them facing the right? That's your question? It's rare. It's rare. I prefer drawing things this way. Drawing things this way doesn't feel as natural. It might be because I'm right-handed. It's just preference. It's just preference. Yeah. It's rare to find a right-facing cover or image. But mostly it's because covers, you have the logo here, you have the trade element here, right? And it just looks better when the character's looking this way, in my mind. But I don't know. I'm sure it has something to do with the way my brain is wired. I can see things more clearly. It requires less work and fuss to draw it going this way. Especially the side portraits of the faces. But if you look in a story, like in an issue I draw, I mean, I clearly draw stuff the other way. It's just my preference. For whatever reason, it's just easier this way. This is still a 0.8. It's too thick. I need to downgrade, but let me trap some areas here first. By trapping him, just make some of these blobs into more geometrically defined shapes. I don't know about that. I can always fix that again later. Good night, Bamfart. That phone vibration sounds like a submarine in my ear. What phone vibration? Jaime Ramirez art. I did only part of the first issue on Immortal Men, so I'm actually working on a different project already. I can't talk about it, but when I am able to talk about it, I'll explain the reasoning. It was fun creating Immortal Men with James Tynan and yeah. I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, so that's highly unfortunate. All right, I need to switch to a thinner marker. When you posted this on Instagram, Brandon Louise 19 asks, you rain or no rain? What'd you decide? I haven't. I don't know. Hey, Kangabanger. I'm thinking rain. Rain this way. Right? Although rain this way would be kind of sweeping. And I generally do rain that way, so it would be this rain variant, where it's falling with the figure. We can crowdsource this. You know, the other thing I noticed on stream while I was watching the replay, this keyboard sounds like it's, and the way I'm typing it sounds like I'm like super, super fast. I feel like a machine when I hear it. It's crazy. There's the poll. Sounds like I'm mashing them just indiscriminately. Poop Kid. Everyone, who is Poop Kid? Poop Kid is he's the local pusher of Bitcoin and Real Force keyboards. Yeah, it's a mechanical keyboard. Ugh. It's like hairs. Pet hair. I know Ren. Ren Elephant is a nurse and he's a moderator, so we know who's answering the last option. Rain straight down. If you answer this option, you fail art school. J Maximus, since your stream is do well, do you think that other comic artists will do the same? Honestly, I think it has to do better. I think other artists are stream curious, Twitch curious, but they aren't going to commit because it is an expense of both time, money, energy to do this. I'm going to take this moment to look for the cap for my whiteout. Where'd it go? This is very frustrating. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is very satisfying in a non-sexual way. All right. All right, I'm going to stop the poll. Do these other artists know how charming Chad is? I don't know. You could vote in the poll. You must JTF 419. You must be new. Yeah. How many people voted? Not that many people. But it looks like the answer is rain falling against Batman. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, do I just push the end stream button real quick and just say, oops, technical difficulties. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. 12:02. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Are you kidding me? This is a new marker. Okay. Kids, if it's that difficult to use, throw it away. There we go. I'm just basically sitting here in silence, hoping that you guys forget the results of the rain poll. Anyway, we are still looking for a dog, but since we're going away to Europe, I mean, it wouldn't have been a good time to adopt a pet and then leave the house to the sitter, you know, not a good idea. So it was God's will. Supernova. Why do you be sexist like that? Guys do the same thing. Rain falling this way. Okay. Here I'm just adjusting the values. I have a splash on the shoulder. That could be light behind him too. I mean, but that's a good point. Punisher fan 1911. Wouldn't rain be following the wind that is blowing the cape? Yeah, if you want to be smarty pants about it. I do that a lot though. I would say every time I draw someone in the wind, they go like, "Hey, the hair is flowing in one direction, the cape's flowing in the other direction." That's the beauty of drawing. Sometimes the light's coming down this way, and then there's another light. I mean, it's just it's like an Escher drawing or something. But yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I do thank you for phrasing it as a question, even though you clearly knew the answer. I appreciate the politeness. What's Kanger Banger asking? I don't see his question. I am not your price gum. Okay. Usually late night. I'm a late night artist. 13th Ronin, wind swirls, man. That is very profound. Ren, what is Kanger Banger asking? He asked somebody. Oh, I see he's in blue. I thought he was in green. Hold on, I can find out. How often do the draw-alongs happen? There probably won't be a draw-along until I'm back from Europe. So end of... Probably first weekend of... Yeah, probably that first weekend in May. That first Saturday in May. Does that seem reasonable? Let me think about that. Yeah. See how dark it is down here versus up here? So I have to match the gray tones here. Hey, good morning, Janella. This is 11 by 17 board I am working on. Thank you for the cheers. Tempest 8 has resubscribed. Thank you, Tempest 8, using, tier 1, sorry. Bibimbap has subscribed. Thank you, Bibimbap. 한국 사람이야? Pity 83. Happy birthday again. Oh, that's the same cheer from before. Are you allowed to say how old you are, Pity 83? I'm assuming you were born in 83. So that would make you 35? What's your favorite type of pants? I like the ones that are super tight. I don't know. What is the proper answer for that? Legendary Potato King, how do you look so young? That's a loaded question. I appreciate the question. You're a man of insight, or a person of insight, and great eye acuity. Nike. What's your favorite type of porn? Tight pants porn, of course. Inners Kane. All right, Jim. Got to drive to work. You guys, HF. High five. I don't know. Have a good day. Drive safe. Drive safe. Beliasa, late night gym is best gym. Thank you, Beliasa. Favorite Stones song? It's got to be Sympathy for the Devil. GT9X, would you ever do a giveaway one of your live drawings you did on Twitch? That would be a good idea. Legendary Potato King asks again, how do I get a GF? I don't know why I'm laughing. It's late. I think the first step would be to get off this stream. No offense to anyone else. That's step number 1. I know how addictive this stream is, so that might be very hard to pull yourself away from all this. Tight pants gym is the best gym. Give me gold, I will be your GF. Thomas Love's Arts. I have a girlfriend. Thomas Love Arts is apparently a pirate. I have a girlfriend and she wants me to watch and learn. Pays the bills. Ink One asks, would I ever draw a Power Ranger? Can I draw a guy wearing a motorcycle helmet and shimmering, shiny clothes? Punker 13. No, I'm gonna go see the shows. Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch as many of the concerts as possible. System shows, probably at least 2 or 3 of them. They throw, for those of you who've not ever seen System live, I mean, they throw an amazing, amazing show live. You know, 4 guys on stage, ton of noise, ton of music. Do I play any sports? Not anymore. But I wrestled. I played football. I wrestled. I played soccer and track and field in high school. In college, I wrestled for 1 season. I would play an occasional pickup game of soccer, but it's tough when you get older with the kids. You know, people say, how do you do all that? How do you balance doing work and family and having something? I'll tell you, the first thing that goes is sports time. I'll occasionally catch a game, but the idea of golfing all afternoon or hanging out with the guys and watching football all Sunday afternoon, that does not go. Das geht überhaupt nicht in diesem Haus. Es ist verboten. Right now, people, I can hear them. I can hear you groaning in chat. No, not with the friggin' German. Please, anything but. Anything. Bitte, bitte. Kein Deutsch. Bitte, bitte. ID. Oh my god, I've been here for 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 57 seconds. No! Yes, you've wasted that many hours of your life listening to me ramble. Michael Demergus, you follow pro soccer? I don't follow American, but I don't have a particular team. I think FC Barcelona is pretty amazing. I have friends that are big Juventus fans, so I like to root against them because I really, AC Milan or I don't know. There are no snacks. I ate right before I started streaming. I got off to a late start. Your Twitch, your rules. If you want to speak German, speak German. I know. Das ist... I don't know what I'm saying. Ich bin Batman. Ich bin Batman. Ich bin Batman. Das ist. Come on, man. Fledermausmann. Nein. South America, I would say they are fanatical about their football. Pandemus, why are you writing like that? Fußball spiele, wenn ich bin sehr jung. See, Scotty, Austin, why and when did you learn German? I studied in high school. I think most kids in high school in America, right? You have to study a second language, right? So I chose German. I had an amazing German teacher. Amazing German teacher, and when I was 15 or 16, he basically takes a group of kids over to Germany, Austria on like a field trip for like a couple months. And so that was my first exposure to traveling in Europe, traveling to Germany, and then I went almost every other year until I was like 24. And I worked in Hamburg one summer, and I lived with a German family another summer in Nuremberg, sorry. Doc Kalmar. James Quo draws. How do you know that? Wie weißt du das? Bitte. Sag mir. Duolingo it's a game. Good morning, Mudfrost. I'm waiting for James Quo draws to reply. Went to the same high school, you and I? What year did you graduate? I'm asking all these questions in stream. He's trying to remain anonymous. He's like, did you go the same year as I did? I assume your name is James Quo. Good night, Herr Morales 05. Are you saying good night as you're leaving or you're entering in? Pillowhead Creations, what is up? Hey, how are you? What snack do you love that you know is bad for you? I think anything fried. Trindoratan, WoW fan, also from St. Louis. Okay. A lot later. A lot later as like you're super young and I'm super old. Yeah, so high school stalking. All right, so name 3 teachers that you had that I would potentially have, James Quo draws. And I'll stop with this so that people aren't bored. '98. But since I was into comics, everyone talked about you going there. You know who also went to Country Day? There's an actor that's on This Is Us. He's like one of the stars of it. He's amazing on the show. You know you're from STL when the first thing someone asks you is what high school did you go? Well, where did you go, Trin Duratan? What high school did you go to? Vincent Price? No. This Is Us. Vincent Price went years and years ago. You Google that, my friend. I can tell. You don't know who... If you graduated in '98, you have no idea who Vincent Price is. No. Vincent Price went to my high school back in the day. He was an old creepy actor. Trin Duratan, you grew up on the east side? You mean East St. Louis? Big Classic. What's up, Jim? Packing up my entire house on a 15-minute break. Glad to see you on. Good to see you on. Well, I'll take your word for it that you went to country day school. That's the high school I went to in St. Louis. I was a Cardinals fan, but I just refused to. I want to root for the same team my kids root for, and I would not want to saddle my kids with either rooting for the Cardinals or St. Louis when we live in LA. I want them to be a jaded Dodgers fan and root for the Dodgers like everyone else. So I want to join them in that. That said, if the Dodgers are out of contention, or I'm watching a game where they're not playing, I root for the Cardinals or the Padres. But yeah, I was in St. Louis during the '80s, and that's when the Cardinals were just one of their dynasties, for sure. See how I took that white hot and made it like a light gray with the cross hatching, and now this is white is the most powerful thing you can use as a tool to kind of draw the eye, especially if it's surrounded by black, and that contrast really makes it pop in both a painting and a black and white illo. Whitey Herzog, yep. Chunk Style 3030 would have to be X-Men. Yeah, Brandon Louise, what I just explained. Vince Coleman, yeah. Asomisu, are you going to do another drawing or just this one? I'm just doing this one, man. I got to finish it. I've got an hour and a half. I will definitely finish. And I say that partially ironically, but yeah, I will finish. I will finish. I'll definitely say the morning streaming version of myself does not do silly voices. Okay. K-Cat Purr. Wow, this drawing is coming along nicely. Thank you. Appreciate it. Kiriko, did you even draw, Jim? Does it look like exactly the same? Did you step away and come back? Was hast du gemacht, Kiriko? See you later, V Supernova. As you can see, I'm just sort of calibrating the grays. Anything that kind of pops out as being too light or too dark, well, too dark I have to fix later, but anything that's too light, I'm just darkening them up through kind of cross-hatching. Now, I'll just say, all along while I've been doing this image, I always felt that that this arm, his left arm, was pretty buff. Pillowhead's creation. Well, thank you for your thanks. Why so many rib muscles? I don't know. Why not? Why so many questions? Mark Uslo has cheered. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Do I even lift? No. Wolf McQueen has cheered. 600 bits. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Would you do a drawing of Signal, newest member of the band? I know who Signal is. I drew him in one of the Forge or one of the Preludes DC Metal. Sometime in the near future. No plans on it, to be honest. But you know, this group of people in the stream, they like unusual sketch requests. So your best bet for it is the Sunday morning stream. They're a thrill-seeking bunch that like to see things that other people have not seen. That's all I can say. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was saying that this arm is particularly large. And so what I'm going to do with the 8 is I'm going to try to figure out a way to make the arm smaller. So I'm going to shrink that bicep. And then shrink this shoulder, but shrink it in a way right. That looks smaller, right? Let's put some ink. Got a brush, got some ink. Excuse me. Got a water bottle cap. I'm going to pop in some real black shadows here. You can see how, with all this cross-hatching, a real solid black shape, how it pops out. Creating a little bit more of a transition with some dry brush here. beat the devil out of this brush. A little happy dragon down here. Just think of happy biceps. Happy biceps. Russ, yeah, I'll be selling this original. It'll be sold through my art dealer, Albert Moy. I'm sure I'll have it for sale at Lake Como. Oh yeah, I guess it could spill. If one were an amateur, it's possible, yes. I've yet to ever spill it though. Not even close. But if I'm low on views, I'll spill it just for the views. How do I clean the brushes after inking? I'll show you in a sec. Okay. So the way I do it, I use the water cap bottles, but so you have this here. Stick it in like that. Voila. Voila. Okay, now look at that. It just looks like smudged ink here, so I gotta clean this up a bit. Okay. So in shrinking this arm down, I see that it looks very long, right? Especially since that casts that shadow right here. So I want to retrieve some of that real estate right there. Let's see what happens if I can pull this off here. I'm looking at, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking at the very small, I'm looking at my OBS screen, which shows this page shrunk down on the screen, so I can just kind of see it based on the values. Okay. This, I had wings back here, but I don't think you see enough of them to know what they are. They kind of read as almost like they're part of the Batman who laughs. Don't worry, those are going to be grayed out again. That's the actual proportions here. So I'm dropping in whites. Once they dry, I'll gray them back out. Do those whiteout pens dry out after a while? No, I use them for years. They're awesome. Does the dried whiteout affect the printing process, says Ren? Only if it gets caked on so much, any smudge or pencil grit or just excessive wear and tear will shade the contours of the whiteout mountain or whatever. So when you scan it in, it's noticeable. But it's easily correctable in Photoshop. So if you put too much whiteout, it creates a 3D thing. It'll actually cast a shadow on a scan, but for the most part, usually not. Yeah, this is just using fingerprints to create shades of gray. Kind of just better blend that transition so it's not so contrasty. Garcia HQ, I feel so embarrassed. Try to compliment Jim so much, and the time he read my comment, I asked the stupidest thing possible in a live stream. What did you ask, Garcia HQ? I don't remember. What did you ask? What did you ask? Doomsday Clock 1 has cheered. Thank you very much. Tossing some late night bits your way. Good night. Good night, Doomsday Clock 1. Garcia HQ. Yeah, the left arm's not done. Omridge. Are you Italian? Sei Italian. Sei. Oh my gosh. Sei Italiano. More Human. I recently penciled my first full issue for DC Comics. What did you do, More Human? What did you draw? Ninja Magic. I've been on TV shows as myself. I did a horrible job of acting even as myself. You don't want to see me in any movies. Garcia HQ. Did he run off an embarrassment? New Superman 17. Congrats. See you later, Spirit Denoitroif. Bellyasa. Inhuman stamina. Garcia HQ should be still on the stream. I agree. I don't even know what he asked before. Omridge is English, living in LA, but he loves Italy, though, yes. You were talking about speaking to someone and not getting a response, and I was like, what if you asked 6 times and got no response? I don't know what you asked before. What was your request? Garcia HQ, are you a super, super slow typist? Crap. Delete, delete, delete. I'm sorry. I love you, man. But these. Tyler Brusso, I remember seeing you draw a cover of DK3 in a bathroom at a hotel. Yes, that was the Marriott Hotel in Paris. It was. It was. Good times. Good times. I think they're saying they try compliment. It's okay, dude. It's all right, man. Do not. I'm just. I can't help myself. I have to be a smartass sometimes, huh? Thank you, Garcia HQ, for anything positive you may have said that I might have ignored, unintentionally so. Mm-hmm. Let's make sure. Because if I move this over here, it makes it smaller. Bigger. Smaller. Bigger. Smaller. Where's the truth? And line it up so it's parallel to the camera. There it is. Oh, like that. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you. Definitely not, Dylan. Appreciate it. Okay, let's clean up some of this mess that I created over here. Excuse me. So I'm shrinking down the arm, I had to make the fist smaller, then that fist had to get smaller. It's still a little, I don't know, something about it still, but, and trust me, once I put the rein on, you won't even notice, but I want to make sure I get as right on as possible before I even start covering up any of the mistakes with like rein and crap like that. Mods never sleep, only Crispy. Well, he's still a growing boy, so. Oh, what's going on in chat? Another late night stream. Red Remedy. Yes, it is another late night remedy. Wait, when does the stream go till? Is it 1 o'clock? 10 to. I think it's till 1. I'm not done yet, though, so I'm going to stay up till I finish. Night 16 has subscribed. Thank you very much for subscribing. Ace in Space. Any considerations on how it'll get scanned, printed, and line weights? Yeah, my hope is that it all prints. But after I scan it, I'll look at it in Photoshop and make any adjustments with levels if there's something that's off. You know what I'm saying? That tricep is unreal. I feel like I need a little perspective on this. Okay. That upper body it's big, but okay. Let's try this. Okay, I've got a couple different competing things going on there, which once that dries, I will black out the parts that are inconsistent. Waiting for that to dry. What other areas do I have to work on? Let's see. Probably let's work on this a little bit. Gotta basically smear it while it's still a little wet. or do such a like a fine cross hatching that kind of grays it out. Okay, where's my dry brush? You know what, I'm going to do it with this. Let's see what happens. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Alright, let's figure out what's what up here. Let's see what we're going to do with this. Is this just for funsies? There's nothing funsy going on at 1 in the morning. By myself, at least. It is an oven mitt. It's a bat oven mitt that he's got on. It's very hot. No, this piece isn't going to be more than 30 grand. I thought the stream froze, but Jim wasn't moving. Castle Geek Skull, 420, can't resist. Yeah, this is pure coincidence, pure chance. But it did turn out good, and the rain is definitely going to come from behind him. And once I put the rain in, you won't even notice this, but I want to just get it just right before I put the Razzle Dazzle in. The Razzle Dazzle hides a lot of stuff, to be honest. But you want to have, like, the underlying structure be strong. You know what I'm saying? I think you know what I'm saying. I just put like little glints of highlights along the edge. It's like if it was a painting, I would have just done that. Does the rain get added to the piece or digitally in post? No. The fun of it is it gets done on the paper. Why would I deprive myself of the fun and do it digitally? Whoa, watch that crotch glint. Don't let the flash overpower the drawing skill. No, that's why I pretty much want to make sure all the structure is stuff. You know, because once you start putting the splatter and all that stuff, it does distract the eye. And at the same time, you want it to be as strong as possible. I think that's pretty much dry. All right, let's do this for reals. Let's just get that right there. Okay. It's Bessa. Gosh, what did I try? Grayscale stream. Good night. 4:30 on the East Coast. I still need to walk the dog in the rain. Wow, that's dedication. Will I scan it in before I do the rain effects? No. I only scan it once at the end. How long have I been a streamer for? I started really September 1st of last year. Why? Does it look like I just started today? Yeah, shown without the umlaut means already. With the umlaut, it means pretty. I have what kind of scanner do I have? Epson. It's an Epson something. I don't know. I've had it for years. No late night snacks for this stream. Trying to be strong. I'm super close. A dog cam. I might. I thought about having a dog just lay here, but I'm allergic to dogs. I'm allergic to pets in general, but that would be kind of nice. I have my first stream was actually in August. It didn't record. The default setting is not to save it, and so the very first stream is lost for all eternity, but it's okay. You guys are not missing anything. Daniel J. Bosco, I don't know. I don't know how I lived. None of us. We all live poorly. That's right, Smokey PR1. Smokey PR1 speaks the truth. Wo sind die Deutschen? None well, Gregory Watine. Any advice for streamers trying to come up and spread the word on the low viewer list? B8STV. Bates TV? That's the name of your channel? A Shih Tzu. Guten Morgen, Mark Kampfman. Have I ever drawn a real life historical figure in a superhero pose? Yes? No? I don't know. I've drawn real people in superhero poses. I drew some football players and basketball players. Woher bist du, Mark Kampfman? Actually, woher kommt da? No, I always forget. Is it woher kommst du? Or woher bist du? No, woher kommst du? I think that's right. Woher kommst du? Brandon Louise hat recht. Castle Geek Skull speaks the truth. Thank you, Ms. Arath. I did draw Ren Elephant cosplaying as Raven. Pity 83, you are correct. No, what is the correct German? Is it Woraus kommst du? Or woher kommst du? Or woher bist du? I think it's woher kommst du. Am I correct? Danke. Dankeschön. Okay, so you're by Cologne. Cologne has a very beautiful church. It's the first German city I ever visited, Cologne. And I remember seeing a street because we were staying at a little hotel near the center of the city, the old city. And it's like, oh, you want to memorize the street so you can get back, right? And the street name was Einbahnstraße. Straße means street. And I'm like, okay, I will remember this. The hotel's near Einbahnstraße. It's a joke that Germans can understand. Elena Kerr, you work. Du arbeitest in Stuttgart, but du bist ein Italiener. Du bist italienisch. Ein italienisches Mädchen? Nein. Is it strange when I speak German? Or try to speak German? Or is it oddly comical? Yep. Yep is a fantastisches Wort. Ein fantastisches italienisches Wort. Stuttgart. Stuttgart is in the Schwäbisch area. It's a bit alienating. Yes, Artemis Prime. If you're not a German speaker, but now you know what all the German speakers feel. That's why they all. Yeah, Galva Bart. I thought you were German. You had to put the kappa in there. The kappa. The kappa. Du bist Italienerin. There are several places stick to survive. Schwäbisch. Oof. So Schwäbisch is like a dialect of German. It's very hard to understand. I've been to a small town near Stuttgart called Aalen. Carl Zeiss is a manufacturer of lenses. Very small town. Couldn't understand anyone in town. How do you know all this stuff about Germany? Do I drive a German car? Stimmt. Ja. Ich habe ein 911 Turbo S. Can you do an impression of Madame Khan in Blazing Saddles? No, I don't. Kind Beamer. But I had an M6 once. And I had a M3 and then also a Mercedes, or not Mercedes, a BMW 355D, 355, the diesel. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Strangest thing to happen to me in Germany. That's a good question. I don't know. Only pretty positive memories of Germany. Elena, warum, oh my gosh, warum wohnst du in Deutschland? Oder warum lebst du in Deutschland? Warum bist du in Deutschland? Favorite German food? It's got to be Jägerschnitzel. Or Spätzle, or maybe a bit of currywurst. Currywurst is awesome, but you can't beat that Jaeger Schnitzel. My Australian accent. This is my Australian accent. Beliasa, are you using Google Translate? That's pretty good. Hast du ein Kind in der Schule? Warst du ein Wunderkind? Immer so. Nein. Wiener Schnitzel is good, but Jaeger Schnitzel is besser. Good night, Bandeko. Chris about a choppa. A 1 Series BMW, those are fun too. BMWs are very well balanced, they're fun to drive. But yeah, the 335D, 335D, I think, diesel, had a lot of low end torque, very well balanced. It wasn't the fastest car, but it handled extremely well. It was a lot of fun to drive. I do Panzu Zuran. Okay. Studio Soy as an anime. You know the guys who did the Gruffalo? No, I don't, unfortunately. Es tut mir leid. Es tut mir leid. I'll have to look it up. Alright, let's finish this up. I think I'm done. I know I say that a lot, but I think I'm done. And I know this to be true because I'm running out of time. So, what I have going on with the hands is that there are these straps that go, and I'm going to do those all in whiteout. And then I'm going to have the rainfall this way. But before I do that, I want to make sure there's nothing else I need to render or make whole. Danke, Kirihiko. Immer so nett. Chunk Style 3030, going to bed. I will have to drive 6 hours tomorrow. Alright, be safe. Didn't answer your question, Beliasa. Was hast du gefragt? Was hast du mir gefragt? No, I said, nein. Als ich ein Kind in der Schule war ich kein Wunderkind. This is the final one, Kirihiko. This is the final one for this. Okay, here we go. Now this is the splatter. These are the biggest drops. And I'm going to add smaller ones. I'm going to add smaller ones with splatter. Oh, I forgot to render the top of the codpiece. What's the German word for codpiece, please? Anyone? Bitte, bitte? No Googling, come on. You actually know this from... Is it going to be... nice one, Captain Quasar. You made me laugh out loud. No, this is not going to be colored. Thank you, Tamaloman. Okay, all right. Wow, I lost control of this chat room awfully quickly. Google says codpiece is codpiece. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Now we got to put the straps. Will you be coming to any European conference soon by any chance? Well, yeah, I'm going to one in Lake Como, Italy in a couple weeks. Paris this weekend. Do you believe that painting and drawing heal people? I think anything can heal people. And I wouldn't limit it to just painting and drawing. If that makes sense. kind of like this hand. It has a very kind of Frank Miller vibe to it. Oh my God! Open! Damn you! There we go. Okay. Okay, and now let's go ahead and do some of the splatter coming off of here. Okay, here we go. Captain Quasar. So I'm going to finish it tonight. I'm going to finish it right now. Where am I looking? I'm going to finish it right now. I'm going to finish it right now. Clip that. I'm going to finish it right now. Let's see how much longer it takes me. All right. Kate, get the raid set up. Where are we going to go? Because I've got a couple minutes left on this. Think about it. Don't. Let's not announce it just yet. And you know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to tape down this corner because it's. See how it's folding up like that? And what's going to happen is as I drag the thing, I'm not going to get a flat line. So I'm going to. Wow, it's already 2. Okay, I got to get this done. Put this right here. Right here. You know what? I'll move it up a little bit so it's mostly in view. Okay. I never tape things down like this. This is a first for me. And here we go. Oop. To fix that. Okay. One thing I gotta do once this dries here. Ooh, that big blob right there. That's no good. There's a splatter brush in Photoshop. What's the fun in that? Oops, sorry guys. Where did I put the cap? There it is. Put that away. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I think I can actually say that. All right, so thank you guys. It is 2 in the morning. I've gone an hour over, but I wanted to just get this just right. Let me kind of see it in the right way. While I do this, we do have a raid afterwards. We've got 465 people in chat, so we can go and make a difference in someone else's stream. I want to thank, first off, Crispy, who left us early, but he was with us earlier. And then Kate, Kirihiko, and Ren Elephant, who have stuck with us through this entire stream. So if you guys could thank them on my behalf, I thank them too. But they are always here, always dependable, always modding, and keep this all very entertaining, civil, hospitable, inviting. When you think about community, you think about mods and what they contribute. So thank you guys for that. Thank you for all the people that tuned in from all around. Sorry, I should be like postering this up. This is 11 by 17. Yeah. And hope you guys liked it. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciated you guys being here. It was fun talking with you guys. Speaking the German, speaking the Italian, speaking the language I love. So where are we going to go tonight, Kate? What do you have for us? All right, we are going to head over. So the way it works is you click on that link. It'll take you to the other person's chat. You'll be leaving this chat. We'll all be there. I'll hang out for 10 or 15 minutes and then just flood them with emotes. That tends to kind of get their notice. And I'll see you guys there shortly. All right. Thank you very much, guys.